Hello and welcome. Right, what did we do this session? Well, I got to hang my head in shame because I made a bit of a mistake. I did. We have put the all of the grass that was on the field into the bunker silo. That will have gone off now because we've gone through a couple of months. This beautiful cotton has grown. It's fully fertilised. The weeds didn't grow, which is fantastic. Yeah, we did for once get away with no weeds with the preemptive, so that's fantastic. And we rolled for once. Yeah, I've not cut that this year. I was trying to get the animals were the most important thing. We've obviously got rid of the old one again. Yeah, it's awful when things like that happen. So we've now got that down again. We've put the bionic dairy this time at the back, and I basically forgot that our animals needed. I didn't forget to feed them, but I did sort of. I miscalculated because we'd got 30 tons of food and we went through 2 months. Now, at the beginning we were using like 3 or 4 tons, and then it went up to 6 tons. But our herd is bigger, so they must have used 10, 11 tons, and they ran out. So their productivity is now like rubbish. Now, obviously they've got food in the new enclosure, but you can see. Yeah, reproduction 50, and they've not gone down, but they've obviously not gone up. That's going to take them, obviously, well, a lot of time for their health to improve, or because I forgot to like feed them, which yeah, I do feel terrible about. I don't normally do that, but yeah, it's been a long week at work, and that's all I can put it down to, a bit of tiredness. But at least we've got this. We're sort of catching up. We've got the BI Industries one down. We've got the other one gone. We've got plenty of room once these recover. 7, 14, 28, 35. Soon to have another 14. In fact, 21 really. They're not too far behind themselves. So that's going to be getting good really. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, once they're going to be milkers too. So they're going to double the output. And likewise, so will they. So all of these three will be producing milk once they give birth, which is phenomenal. It is. It's really going to help us, because I've got to be honest, we've been producing obviously very little milk. That's the first bit of milk we've actually got in the bionic dairy. It's true. I don't know. I do like the bionic one. It's worth investing more cash in the better dairy than it is not. So that's where I'm going to leave it. We didn't do anything else. It really was mainly the animals, getting them shifted and that type of thing. But it is, again, one of those. Oh, we did a bit of wheeler dealing. We did. Hence, we've got a little bit more money than we would have if we hadn't done that. So it's, yeah. And that really is all it. I really do hope that you enjoy the rest of the session. You can imagine my consternation when I could not figure out why could I not see the cotton? I'd got everything deselected. It was literally like that. And I'm like, I'm sure I've planted cotton. I went on the field and I saw that it was there. And then for some reason, I must have accidentally pressed it. So really, it's not showing growth though. Yeah, if you like, we're obviously rolling and weeding preemptively, although I'm not really holding my breath. And now it is showing growth. Because you'd got them switched off, it doesn't show growth, because the thing you're looking at is no longer there as a game does it. So we have got growth. Fantastic. I was scared the living daylights when I came in, and I thought, right, what have we got to do this session? Right, really, we've got to swap those two over when they're both finished. We could grab the grass off the field. That would not be a bad idea. This is a little undeveloped for this, but it's not terrible. Right, actually, you could really do with that. Grab you quickly. And actually, you're right. Oh no, it's only trouble. Yeah, the Challenger is it's powerful enough, but it's got no front 3-point link. Yeah, I'm hoping Pepe brings out his front 3-point link. He's not done anything so far. Well, you don't know he's not done anything, because bottom line is he may well have done something and he's still stuck in the model like everybody else. This could well be true. 641. I prefer the 1. That was not so nice. Right, let's get some work done. Yeah, I'm going to go sort of straight straight into a time lapse, definitely. Yeah, I'm sort of going to mention this in more Let's Plays. Got a question mark on whether I continue or not, because I just don't feel that people are enjoying the content. I was looking, I've never been a massive one for statistics, but I have always noticed that the time that people watch the videos is never brilliant. And when I was new, I thought, well, it's a new content creator, aren't you? It's that's the problem. It's you're a new content creator. But now I'm not a new content creator. I've been doing this for quite a few years now, and although I'm not complaining about how many people are subscribers, and most of you are really loyal, in so much as you don't just come in for a session and then you go and stuff like that, because I always thought, well, that would be a good indicator of whether or not, let's just struggle with this. Something heavy for it. It does get up to speed in time, but yeah, it is, I suppose it is quite heavy. What is this? 136 horsepower, one of those are really weird amounts. So I'll stick this in storage too. Now, we've not got a mixer anymore, have we? No, we've gained one and then we lost it because of the weird shenanigans on the map. Yeah, it's a real shame, that, isn't it? But I've got the dump mark because I've not got it selected. Yes, I'm wondering. And again, I am modding now, and it's not me. It's you've got to take stock sometimes of what people are saying, even if they're not saying. You know what I mean? Your primary goal as a content creator is to create content that people want to watch, and you're never going to please everybody. Now I know that I'm not a silly person that thinks it's going to be that you'll please everybody. Of course you won't. And all of us, I know when I'm watching Mr. CDP, and I quote him as in because he is a content creator that I would choose to watch were I watching content. I'd still do, if I one of those rare moments where I have got a bit of time, I will go watch Mr. CDP. Now, I forget where I'm going with this. I hate when you do that. As you get older and you start on something, you think, where was I going with this? Yeah, when Mr. CDP, he does his content, it's enjoyable. But what I'm saying is, yeah, that's it. That's what my point was. That even Mr. CDP, as much, and this is not me being critical, it's me being truthful. There are certain things that I think all of us get irritated by any content creator, that they do things differently and we don't like that, we would do it this way. I think there's always a bit of that with all of us. And obviously, of course there is. He's not by my standards, as in by what I would like when you look at... Yeah, when what you like, he does things differently, so therefore there are some things he does that I don't like. Does that mean... No, of course I totally accept Mr. Sleepy has a total right to do what he likes. What I mean is there are certain content creators who irritate you, and they're content creators you can't watch. Because there's just... What I'm saying is, we all get irritated by something. I don't mean really angry or anything like that. I'm just irritation where it raises the eyebrows and you think, ooh, I don't like that very much. And if it's a content creator that produces that kind of reaction in a grand amount, then we probably will move and not watch that content creator ever again. And that's the truth, isn't it? I like DJ Gohan for certain things, but I wouldn't watch him all the time because, to me, he's too zany. He's just... He hits my off switch more than my on switch, and that, if I put it in a simple way like that, that's about the size of it. Doesn't mean to say, though, that he does some cracking stuff and I'm not having a go. What I'm saying is we've all got things we like and dislike. Content creators that we like and dislike. And I keep saying this about myself, I'm Marmite, so I'm saying, of myself, that am I one of those content creators that's more off than on to people? Because I've got my standards and things that I'm not willing the channel to, for us to cut corners on certain things. I want to, and I've ever striven for this, ever since I started to create content. Not to begin with, but when I Oh, we're only 20 minutes? Oh, wow. I thought this was a 37. I know it is, but what I mean is I thought we were doing 37 tons. I must have gone back to the... Well, it's a good job in a way, because he's struggling, like, with this. So, yeah, I suppose it is good that we're not doing the 37 or not, because I think he'd be, like, rounding to a halt by now. Yeah, so, I keep saying I'm Marmite, and that's what I'm trying to say is that we're all finished. These are the most important 2 jobs that we've got on this session. This really is this session, really. So let's get you... Oh my life, one of these is very poor. I would imagine we didn't repair the Vadestad when we bought it, is what I'm thinking. And I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm just going to drag it, because I've got to fold it and unfold it, and we've got to stay and wait. It's only a little bit. Almost there. So these stones are way too big to grab. We're still not got these stones, have we? You can't de-stone now anyway, even if you wanted to, because we've already planted. Yeah, it's sort of like just viewable, unless, of course, the roller's the only function that is allowed to do that. I mean, that's its job. But apart from that, those stones are staying there. Little stones it will, like do. So let's just set this going now then. Are you on headlands? No. But let's stick you on headlands. The other guy is also on headlands, so I think... Yeah, I don't know how far the Massey has gone. This could be his finishing corner, but then again, it might not be. We should wait for that long. That's not a... Yeah, brilliant. That's very fortunate. Well, they're both a similar size. It was an educated guess, because they're both a similar size implement, aren't they? In fact, they are the same size implement, and so therefore it makes sense that if you start them roughly at the same time... But basically, yeah, they're going to like stop at the same time as well, aren't they? So, oh, I hate that when you do that. It's really is a bit dangerous, this ability to sell and visit. As good as it is, it's also terrible. You could really just sell a field in the blink of an eye and it would be devastating. I know you can reload the game, but if you were half an hour into a session or an hour into the session, it's one of those raise your hands to the the sky and like, oh no moments, isn't it really? Yeah, so I always think I might put the Hutan Pantai out as a news article, but I might actually do a news article on this, really, just to... This is my game, it really is, but obviously you create content for others to enjoy, and if like your style of content is such that people aren't really enjoying it, then really you may as well just play the game. I do enjoy creating the content, and there are certain things I'm not willing to compromise, but then there are certain things I am willing to compromise, like as in the way that I make things. That's why I'm trying to do this new introduction at the beginning of the session, which really is the end, where I'm summing up what we've actually done, because people are only watching the videos for like on average 6.5 minutes, YouTube says so, and I believe that is that's probably true, in which case you've got to think, well, if people are doing that, I'll work with it, but are they still enjoying the content? I mean, what I'm saying is, when I watch Mr. CVP, I'm there to watch an episode, but then I realise that not everyone is like that in life. People probably do graze rather than eat. Like where you're literally looking at bits and bobs of it, rather than the whole shebang. I mean, I don't mean that there aren't episodes of Mr. CVPs that I would think, oh, this is not his normal sort of standard, or I'm not particularly keen on this map, but I'd still watch it because he's a good content creator, and that's my point. And that's the real crux of the matter is, am I a good content creator? And that's more than recording a video, the editing side and that type of stuff, apart from the few where the editing software, the recording software goes wrong and things out of your control. Now, there's obviously one thing I did think, and I've said this out loud, because I'm not a professional, I don't have the hours. I'm at work all day, and then I do this as a hobby. So I record a couple of sessions in a night, but I knock out more than most content creators. But if something goes wrong, I'm a little bit too... I will put that out there. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable. I was saying this yesterday. Sri Lanka. It's impossible for you to re-record something that you've already done unless you're going to complete... If it's the first episode, which it was, the first 2 episodes. The first episode was fine. And for some reason, not touched a single thing. The second episode of Sri Lanka, where I was grabbing the treasure that was going to be the start of that one did something weird, and the recording went into like an 8K size. Well, I'd not touched a thing. So, but the trouble is, I've recorded that because I did my check. I looked and I could see the window. I didn't look closely, but I could see a part of the window, as in like not I normally could. I knew I'd not changed anything, so you know that everything should be fine. You can see your volume level, which I always do a volume check now. And then I came on, and obviously in editing, I'm like, oh my life, what on earth has gone wrong here? I can see a quarter of the screen, and sometimes you can see the top of the sky, and I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. It's like the first 2 episodes. What can I do? Am I going to run that all over again? And sort of you think, well, would the big names have done that? Would they have like not showed this because of professional pride in their work? Whereas you've like thought, I can't do that. And you like think, well, is that the difference between us, that they wouldn't do that, and I have? And then your professionalism is called into question by the viewers, and you like think, well, perhaps on that score I've got to change, and like think that's unacceptable. Do it again. You know what I mean? Even if it's going to take you hours, because then people's expectations of the channel are better, because they know you're not going to do anything like that. And that's one thing I can change, and it is if I sort of know that is the standard, we cannot cross that line, then again I'm quite happy to do that. And sort of going forwards, I think lessons learned, perhaps that isn't a bad idea. Perhaps I've been a little bit too, oh no, I can't do that, whereas, well, I can. It's just that I don't like, I'm not in my comfort zone. It's not comfortable. You're not, oh no, I don't want to do it. But if you've picked up, if you put on the cap of a content creator and you said, right, I'm going to create content, then would you want to be known for creating poor content or good? Well, I would say good, me personally, but sometimes I'm sort of probably expecting you, the viewer, well, it is like those 2 episodes on Sri Lanka. I put a warning at the beginning. I put these really as a historical record, but I'm really not expecting you to watch it. If you did, you'd see that I didn't cheat. You'd see me running around the map, and you'd see that I did go all the places that would be needed for you to get the thing, and you'd see the collect icon, that I'd got another 1,000, so I'm collecting the thing. Well, that's not 5,000, but you know what I mean. So I left it in as a historical record to show that I wasn't cheating the best that I possibly could, because that's, so I suppose in that score. But what I'm saying is, would the other content creators have not aired that at all and said, I mean, yeah, people do have, it's true, and this is what I've always gone on. Content creators, everyone has recording glitches. What do? Do they just roll it back? Because I can't recall ever seeing Mr. CDP have a missing episode. So to me, it suggests, because I'm quite sure he has recording glitches, where things go wrong and all the rest of it. So if he does, then what does he do? Does he just record another episode? And that's what I'm saying, and you'll never see or know that he's got a recording glitch. Again, I'm not sure. Again, not having a console. I mean, I did have an Xbox for a while, but I just, once you've had a PC, to me personally, there's nothing else like it. I've always had a PC. I've worked with Macs. I've got people I know, and I'm not trying to be offensive, but people I've got a lot of people I've worked with over the years who are Apple fanboys, and I'm neither a fanboy. I have got an iPad, so I'm not a hater. I'm not really an Apple hater. I think they were terribly greedy, and that, you know, then again, Samsung have sort of gone the same way themselves. If anything, they're probably worse, where you've got standards and you think that's an unacceptable amount that people should be paying for a piece of tech when everybody else is doing it for like a quarter of the price. You think that's exorbitant, so therefore you would say, well, that's greedy, and that's what I mean by that. But they have the rights to charge what they like. What I'm saying is, by my standards, they crossed a line, and that's the way that I sort of mark things. So I'm being very candid about the way that I view things and all that type of stuff. And it is who I am. But yeah, it's keep wondering, do I change? Do I try and shake things up a bit? Or is it that I am so Marmite with my clinical, you know, like gamer type creating content, which it is. I do sort of create it like that. I aim for dynamism of these sessions where we try to get a lot of work done, but I don't faff around, and you can see. Yeah, I mean, I do try to keep the flow of the Let's Play going no matter what, which is why the time lapses are important. I was saying this on Hutan Pantai. Especially on Frontier, many of these sessions are 3 hours long, but it's only an hour to you. And that's what I'm saying, because most of the work bits are done with the time-lapse. But I want to show you the journey, and that's what I'm saying, whereas most content creators show you the results, they don't show you the journey. Well, how did you get there? That's the most important thing of all. So therefore, that's what I'm sort of doing. I'm showing you the journey. But again, that's my point. If that premise is faulty and people don't particularly care, they just want to see the end result, then I'm not sure that I can be that kind of content creator, because it goes against too many lines that I think are right. You know, what I'm saying is I want to be realistic. I don't want to plough around corners. I want to get better and more realism, not less. And even if that means crop rotation manually, because there is no crop rotation mod. I mean, in FS25 the mod was okay, but it caused issues, so I took it out. But the premise of crop rotation, that's good, and it is something that I really think I'd like to sort of carry on with. No, this is not really well suited, this, is it? We could really swap the... I don't think the roller's going to be long, actually, so I think we could probably swap tractors in a minute, because it really is struggling a little. I mean, the big guy could have managed the 37.5 tons without breaking a sweat. Well, breaking a sweat definitely is. It's still a heavy trailer, but right, fantastic. So that's it, and then I think we shall see how close to finishing that is. We can look at the road. It looks like it's got an entire 12-metre thing all the way around the edge of the field to me. It looks like it's all in the middle. Fantastic. So that's all of our silage in here, whether we're going to sell it or whether we're what. I've been busy with things, and I might also, yeah, what I've done so far is I've created a, is it under productions? Yeah, this is my next, the production silo. It's not quite right. It's yeah, won't let me place it because I've missed a few things. But this is a silage maker. This there's nothing wrong with. Yeah, this one actually does work, and it puts grass to silage and hay to silage. I'm thinking of adding a straw to silage as well, because we all have it in FS22, so I just think, why not? What I was thinking though, what I really would like to do is have a catalyst, which there's a lot of things in the game where obviously we're limited by what giants are put into the game, and I'll explain what I mean exactly, because otherwise it's, now you can't make a cherry bakewell cake, but you can make a cake. It's a little bit like seeds. Obviously, I know DD My Passion did the seeds of all types, where there's 1,000 seeds like there would be in real life, which is brilliant. But as I said, it's a depth of realism that I'm not wanting to go to. Everything's going to get very cluttered very soon with so many seed things, and like then you're going to need additional storage, and I think it's a complication that's just going to make the game. I always try to remind myself that it is a game, and primarily we're doing this for fun, and so therefore, and that's the same in content. You've got to have content, right? That oh no, yes, we are getting there. So this is the one we want. Oh, it's got actually a bit more than you think. Yeah. Let's take over that job, because we do need it. I need this really, so let's just carry on ourselves. Not that the worker would have done any worse job, but I mean, I'm not going to sit back and let a worker work when I can do the job myself, because I need the tractor. Yes, I mean, obviously, I always consider myself upbeat, but then again, I'm also very clinical, and that's what I'm saying. Mr. Sillypede's funny, whereas I'm not. I'm too serious, always have been. It's just one of those faults. But you are who you are, and that's something you can't change, no matter whatever you're trying to do. And what I'm saying is, am I as a content creator like Marmite, where you're just too much, and like people can't. I'm a geek. This is something I know. And something, again, I can't change, nor you can't change your fundamental personality. It is who you are, for better and for worse, really. So, but if I am so much Marmite that people are, I'm off, I did use an analogy, and it's not me having a go at Disturbed Simulations either. It's, again, what I'm trying to say is, we've all got content creators that we connect with, which are more our type of personality, and then there are personalities that you still admire, but you can't really get on with their content. Let's be honest, I'm not talking about Disturbed Simulations now, but you can see someone who's got an irritating voice. Now everyone else thinks it's okay, but to you his voice is irritating, so you cannot watch that channel for very long without it irritating the life out of you, and you will not be watching it long, because it's an irritation, the voice or something they're going on about, or the just play style is so alien to you that you just can't watch. And that's what I'm saying. If I'm that, then you've got to sort of face fundamentals. If 90% of the people who come through to look at your channel go, no, you're not for me, it's brilliant that the other 10 can put up with you. And that's what I'm saying by I'm Marmite. Am I like that? Is it? And again, I don't care about the numbers. I don't do this for a living, so I'm happy. But it's sort of like, if the 10% are still only like watching it for 5.5 minutes, you're like thinking, well, am I really engaging even that 10% of the viewers, or the 100% of the viewers that watch the channel? Am I engaging if everybody's like only watching for 6.5 minutes or 5.5 minutes, whatever it was? It's a small amount when you consider almost all of my sessions are an hour long. Again, statistics will not reflect the fact that 6 of you watched all of it, or 20 of you watched all of it. It's going to go average. So if 100 people watched it and 80 of them flicked off after 6.5 minutes, but the other 20 watched it all, the statistics are still going to say on an average, which is why, as Oscar Wilde used to say, one of my Gramps' favourite sort of people of the age, damn statistics. And that's what he was on about, that statistics, they can be made to, but I mean, I know YouTube aren't trying to like bamboozle you, they're trying to give you an accurate thing for you to sort of go on, but statistics are still statistics. It doesn't show you everything. You've got to look at the statistics and think, what is it not telling me? And that's what I'm saying, because to me, if 20 people watch the whole session, then I'm happy with that, and I can live with that, because I'm not earning any cash. Never earned a penny from YouTube. Probably never will, because again, this is my point. I want to finish this well. Yeah, my point is that bottom line. Sorry, I'm getting all impassioned, so your words are like coming right. Also, I'm not very good to concentrate on two things. I'm a terror. I really am. Yeah, so basically, without like going around and around the houses, I am sort of like wondering, am I better suited as a modder? Is that my skill set? I am enjoying the modding. Could I like turn to making maps? And I'm like, well, yeah, I enjoy doing it. I've actually got quite into the modding. It really is quite enjoyable. So let's stick that away. No, that doesn't matter. Yeah, he's off the field. That's all that matters. We've done all of the weeding. All we need to do now is grab the... Just trying to find out before. I might need to do this tonight now. But I can at least... Yeah, let's make that bigger. Yes, I'm not... one thing I would say is I would always be professional and finish the ones that I've got. There's no way I'm just going to down tools and, you know, like leave you in the lurch and I'm not going to finish something that you're watching. I would continue and finish whatever I've started, even if I did choose to finish. But I would like, obviously, your opinions, because if I get a total wall of silence and I only get like Kevin and Marty say, or you know, that, oh no, don't give up, then from the rest of you I do realise I've not made any impact as a content creator. If nobody voices an opinion, then you've not got enough regulars. Even if it's only 3 or 4 people that like said something, then I'd know, because I do realise, again, I've said this quite frequently, that some people are viewers and they are a bit like myself, a bit timorous, a bit timid, where you don't really want to like be voicing because you're shy. I realise that as well, but there are some people that aren't, and it's those people that obviously I'm talking to that are happy. Oh, I've still left it at 20 tons. Yeah, it is those people I'm talking to that I really would love your opinion on, you know, like, well, other things, yeah, I suppose. It's not just anything. It can be like, well, this is what's missing and this is what the others have got. I can take straight talk. Of course, it'll knock me back a little, but I'll get up again and I'll think, yeah, okay, yeah, I can take that on the chin. I can make a difference with that. The only things I'm not willing to compromise is the showing the workflow, because I think the journey is important. It's the journey that shows how we got from A to B, and that's really what we're all here for, in my personal opinion. It's just... Yeah, I'm still struggling with the green. I still think the white's better when it's on and it's green, because I know everything's green. You know, the new everything's green, that's the way it is, so therefore the icons are matching too. But I still struggle with the green. If a modder makes a colour thing for like your implements, I'm going to be changing it straight away, because I prefer the white, like bright like that. But when it's on, it goes green, and that to me, it's just, well, where you go? This was where you should be going, really. Yeah, and as I said, that's I can still play the game, and I will. I'm not moving to another game. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking, do I find another game? Am I better suited to another game that way? And I thought, well, but I like this game. I've moved away from violence and magic and all of that type of stuff to a game that I really love. I've left on the field. Yeah, no, this is what I've got to do. It is. I'm not going mad, but we will fill that as well. I'm going to repair this and no doubt lose a few thousand in the process, because that's just the way that it is. Alright, so then we want to change you to the extension. Yes. Fantastic. Brilliant. Right, that's more like it. I think even this does struggle a bit with it though, 37.5 tons, which I forget how big this one is. Is this one of the really big ones? Yeah, let's have a look. I can't remember what horsepower this is because there's 2 or 3 McCormicks, some are 250s, and I thought this was the big one. M for McCormick. It's a 264, so it's a 250 odd. I think it can be increased, but we've never done it. So I would say that's not far off a 37.5 tonner. I mean, from my experience in the game, that's what I mean. Not from, I have no clue. I presume the Giants are trying to get this quite accurate to real life. I know it got nerfed a bit in FS25, so yeah. Keep an eye on the time, because I don't want this to go. Need to be have my alarm blasting your eardrums at 7 o'clock. So I suppose I can switch it off. Yeah, so it's sort of one of those big dilemmas where you you are asking the viewers, well, what can I improve? If I am okay or good, I mean, I think for the main, apart from, as I said, that I could take that one away, and that is that if I do a series, no matter what, even if it's the first one and the recording goes wrong, then don't show it, because I suppose it's showing the degree of professionalism, and that you don't want to be compromising that ever. So perhaps that's something I should take away, and probably will. That sometimes you've just got to get out of your comfort zone, and it's uncomfortable. You've done it before, but you've got to do. Now that I have done quite a few times, but I think that's got to be the norm. That's what is expected. If you want to be taken professionally, even if you're only doing it as a hobby, but that your standards are professional, then you've got to reach those kind of standards. You can't expect people to watch rubbish content. Another thing, while I'm being critical, or I'm not only being critical, no, I'm being honest with myself as well, because that's equally important, is I've got to pay more attention to going on YouTube and ordering the videos, although it sort of does it itself. It doesn't always do it right. And I'll go in every few months, which is not often enough, and I'll go, ooh, let's put these videos in the wrong order. And that's not fair, because then the viewers, have got to look and think, oh, that's not right. And again, that's degree of professionalism that I would imagine Mr. CDP and all of the other big names every single week will be checking their videos. That's something that I've got to do as well. I enjoy making the content, so I've so far only done what I enjoy. Well, you can't do that. It's got to be a good all-round service. If you are trying to make content that you want people to watch, it's got to be that you've got to do everything that would be expected of you, even if it was your job. You know, it might be a hobby, but what I mean is it needs to still be done properly. So yeah, again, this is something else I realise won't be Saturday morning, but it could be Sunday morning. It's something I do. I have a quick look on YouTube for 10 minutes, and that's all it's going to take. It's one of those things that just needs to become a habit, and then when you've got the habit, everything's good and everything's happy and everybody's happy, because your content's looking professional. So those two changes for me personally as a content creator, those I can do. But what I'm really trying to say is, if it's more than that, if it's that I'm an irritating geek who irritates 90% of the people who ever come on the channel, but thank you very much for the 10% that remain. That's one thing I'm going to say. But yeah, the other thing is, obviously, if you're... I suppose that is true. This is what I am saying, really. I'm quite prepared to stay for that 10%. I've always said that. To me, it's not a numbers game. If 1,000 people like the content, if you got to 10,000 people and you only, if you got 10,000 subscribers but only 1,000 people really viewed, I'd be happy with that. It wouldn't matter to me that the others browsed and just watched 6 minutes because they're really watching Daggerwin or Mr. CDP first, and they like your content but not enough to stay around. Now, is that it? I think it is. It's a bit hard to see. Yeah, I'd be happy with that as well. I'm not demanding, never have been, but I do want my content to be good. I do want it to be that those people who, that I suppose that they're enough, even if that was 30 people, I've always said that and it's true. Even if it was 30 people that stick around, it's you 30 that I'm really talking to, you know, that I'm saying, well, I'd like your opinion. I'd really appreciate your opinion on things that you think I could do better. And again, I'll take that as a not as a criticism, because I'm being honest with myself now as well, of things that I could and should improve. And there are things that obviously I might be being too kind to myself, and whereas you guys and gals might think, well, yeah, but that irritates me ever such a lot. And I'll take that away and I'll think, well, can I change that? Or is it something that I've got to say goodbye to that viewer because I can't change that? You know, and that's what I'm saying. There are certain things that you can do, and there are certain lines you don't want to cross, which are important to you, and that's it. You just want that honesty from you, the viewers, so that you can think, well, is that something I can do? Can I accommodate everyone with that? You know, like I'm trying to do these introductions that are really showing you, because I'm trying to play with those 90% that do only want to watch for 5 minutes as well. You know, I'm trying to accommodate everybody, really, because I'm happy that anybody stops by, really. Because I do realise everybody's lives are busy. Something I said to Kevin. I knew he'd not commented for a long time, but I know he's got a life, and I know he's got a family and all the rest. And no one's got time to watch, you know, like everything that everybody does. I do create way too much content for anybody to keep up with all of it. You'd have to like literally be, and there's nothing wrong with that, be unemployed and, you know, like you really like the content. And there are very few viewers like that. That was like I was with the CP, but that was due to COVID, really. He really got me through COVID. It was one of those horrible situations, and obviously I've got time on my hands that I wouldn't normally have had, because you were marooned in your own house. And Mr. CP was that for me, where I literally watched his content because it's harmless. It's not occult or bad, or, you know, it's good, solid, honest entertainment. And that's what I thought. Well, if I could create content, and I'm not a Mr. CDP, and nor do I wish to be, and no, what I mean by that is I am myself. I don't mean he's a lovely person, you can tell that, but what I'm trying to say is I'm me, and I can't be Mr. CDP. You can only be yourself. And you know, if that's not enough, yeah, I'm bouncing ideas around. That's what I'm saying, really. I'm not. I was last night. I was sort of quiet. I was thinking, I reckon this is, but like I also have always said, true of any YouTuber, that you've also can be undiscovered. But obviously, you've got to take notice of the throughput, and like that your regulars. Is there anything you can do to improve their viewings and how entertaining you are? And that's the sort of dilemma I've got, and that's what I'd like to address, really. If there is improvements I can make, then I really would try my best to accommodate what you, the viewers, and that, because I am trying to create entertaining content. So yeah. Anyway, enough of this. Yeah, otherwise, like, I'll drive you all crazy with like this. But I suppose it's important though, because you're really saying, well, I'm not sure I'm going to continue, and that's like a big enough that you will say that, and you will like voice that, because it's important. Because otherwise, you know, there's a few little bits and bobs I can see, but I can't see now. On the yeah, it's weird when the lights too bright. Can't see a thing. A few little bits. Okay, so all over there. I saw them. Yeah. Yeah, there's one there. And a little bit on the left. I've still not got that much. Yeah, it's amazing. It's only when you look from above like this that you really can see the bit of grass in like quite well-grown grass. It's quite difficult to see. Whereas when it's like bold, it's not too bad. Sniff that. Right, I am going to continue this conversation tonight because my alarm's about to go off. So yes, see you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And as always, as fellow shareholders on the farm, I always love to hear from you. And goodbye for now.